This is a Sandy Boy Productions podcast. Hey, friends, welcome to All Have Another podcast with Lindsay Hine. I'm your host, Lindsay. Thanks so much for joining us today. You can learn about this podcast and all the shows in our network at sandyboyproductions.com. We've got a brand new show that just joined. It's called Out and Back, hosted by Rory Linkletter and Jacob Thompson. Go check it out. And if you love it, leave them a quick rating and review. Today on this podcast, I'll have another. Olivia Markezich joins us. She runs with OAC out in Boulder, sponsored by On. She is a steeplechaser. She placed 5th at the USA Championships last summer. She also, in 2024 at the Olympic trials, she really took a chance and she went for it. She was in second place and she ended up falling sort of near the finish, but man, she was in that race. She was very close to making that team, and she'll talk about that experience in this episode as well. I bring that up in this intro just to say, like, she is one of the best, and steeplechase is a really deep discipline in our sport. So really exciting things to come for Olivia. She won the 2023 NCAA title in the steeplechase. She earned 10 All-American honors during her time at Notre Dame and also landed top 3 finishes at 7 NCAA championships. She's one of 4. She has a twin sister who also runs. And in this episode, we talk about how she walked on to the Notre Dame team and then earned herself a full scholarship along the way. Really kept surprising herself and now has such big dreams in this sport. I really loved getting to know Olivia more, and I hope you will too. If you are looking for an incredible way to fuel and you want to have a little fun while you're doing it, look no further than Nugs Nutrition. They've got the tastiest sour energy chews that are going to leave you feeling refreshed and giving you the electrolytes you need on the run. This company was founded by a dietitian. She was trying to meet her own fueling needs and decided she was taking matters into her own hands. They've got electric watermelon sour energy chews, lemon zinger, blue raspberry. They've also got caffeinated strawberry lemonade. These things are tasty. You're getting your carbs, your electrolytes, and they're delicious. Go to nugsnutrition.com and use the code another15. That's another 15 for 15% off your order. All right, friends, please enjoy my conversation with Olivia. And if you do, leave us a quick rating and review so potential new listeners can find us. All right, enjoy. All right, friends. Well, super excited to welcome Olivia Markezich to the podcast. Welcome to the show, Olivia.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, are you sitting outside?
I am. Yeah.
Okay, so nice day in Boulder.
Oh, beautiful day. It's like 60 degrees. I feel like we just skipped right over winter. So it's been kind of nice for training.
Yeah,
But yeah, just enjoying a lot of time outside in the sun.
not sad about that.
No, not at all. I mean, it's tough if you're a skier, but unfortunately I can't do that. So it's fine. Great for runners.
Yeah, this is too much of an injury risk for a professional runner to get out and go skiing.
Yeah, definitely.
How is training going right now? Tell us a little bit about what's going on with your training.
Yeah, it's been going well. I kind of took some downtime after USA cross country because my Achilles kind of flared up a little bit in that race. The muddy hills weren't ideal for that.
Isn't that crazy? Can you tell us
Yeah.
a little bit about that race?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It was kind of insanity. It was my first 10K and first cross country race since the NCAA. Like
Wow.
maybe the worst conditions I've ever raced in for cross country. Like some of those steep hills towards the end, like I was sinking 6 inches into the mud, it felt like. So that definitely did not
Oh
was
my
not good for
gosh.
my Achilles. But it was a ton of fun. I mean, cross country is my favorite season, so I was super excited to get back out there and race on the grass again. Um, my build was super short, so I wasn't kind of in the fitness I wanted to be for that race, but I still wanted to go out there and do it just because I love cross country so much. But unfortunately, I got like a really bad side stitch about 4K in, and I was debating if I should finish the race. Um, but I was like, you know what? I don't drop out of races. So I'm just gonna kind of gut it out and finish it. And I'm glad I did. I mean, it maybe wasn't the best thing for my Achilles, but
Yeah.
it's okay. Like, yeah, I'm definitely on the mend, getting back into workouts, full mileage now, so things are back to normal. And it was still fun to do and be back in Oregon. I'm from Washington, so I just love going back to the Pacific Northwest.
What made you decide? I know you said you love cross country, but like what made you decide to go up in distance like that and do the 10K in cross country?
Um, I was kind of debating if I should do the 10K or 2K, and I asked Dathan, and it was almost like kind of obvious to Dathan. He was like, "Well, you're gonna do the 10K, of course." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, that's fun." I think I think I am, like, a little bit more of the distance type. 2K would have
Okay.
been a little bit fast for me. And then having staged in the 2K, I think it was fun to have, like, someone in each event.
Yeah.
Um, and I've kind of always wanted to test out a 10K, and I thought doing a 10K on grass would have been more fun than on the track. So, I was excited for it. I mean, it went by really quick. I think a 10K on the grass definitely like, it flew by even though I was in pain with the side cramp. So, yeah.
Were you like cursing the like man-made obstacles of that course? I kept hearing people talking about like all the sand and like all the crazy stuff they added to it.
Yeah, well, that was only we didn't have to deal with that at USA's,
Well, I'm thinking of that Tampa course. Was
the
it
Worlds,
Tampa?
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of the World's course. Okay, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, which honestly, I wish they had USA's there because that would have been so much fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you think
I
that sounds like fun?
I think it sounds like fun, and I think, I mean, you definitely have different obstacles, but I think having USA's on the course that Worlds would have been super cool to kind of, like, try all that out, and I think the Portland course is just so different from Worlds. I mean, I love going to Oregon, but and racing there, but yeah, I think it would have I kinda wish it was like, um, Florida State.
Yeah. Okay, so Olivia is a steeplechaser, and yeah, I mean the 3,000 steeplechase, like a 10K is that's a big jump in distance there. How do you decide, like outside of steepling, what races you choose to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot of steeple, especially this season. I feel like I kind of wanna open up the season with a 1,500, so that's always
Okay.
fun to, like, switch it up, get some speed before steepling. And I honestly wish I had more time to do more 5Ks and 3Ks, and just because of my Achilles thing, I wasn't able to do indoors this season, so that
Okay.
kind of takes away from other races I could do, so it definitely feels like this year is very much all about steeple, and just focusing on that for outdoors. But yeah, I kinda like to switch it up and throw a different event in there every once in a while, do Sir Walter Myler and whatnot, so yeah, just kind of whenever I feel like I need a little bit of speed or if I wanna get I haven't done an outdoor 5K as a pro, so I really would love to get one in this summer, but I don't know if I'll have time just with all the steeples I wanna do.
Yeah, because where are you at in the Achilles recovery process?
I'm planning on racing at the end of March. I'll open up my
Okay.
season, probably in a 15 at the Sound Running 10
Okay.
meet.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's doing well, but
Good.
yeah, definitely gonna do a lot more steeples than other events.
Yeah. Would you think you'll be back at Sir Walter?
I don't know, we haven't, talked about it. My focus is kind of all the Diamond League
Yep.
events, so I'm gonna try to get into every Diamond League I can, so I haven't necessarily looked at I don't know if the date's announced for that yet.
Yeah.
But, I haven't seen kind of what other meets are around that time.
Yeah, so let's talk about like this being a like non-Olympic year, non-world championship year. You want to do a lot of diamond leagues. Do you like is your mindset different? Like does pressure seem off a little bit? How do you feel?
I mean, it's definitely more of a mindset of there's not as high of stakes with no world championships, so it almost makes it a little bit more fun. You can kinda just go race a bunch and try to run fast times, and I'm still focusing on USA champs and trying to peak there, but, there's kind of a lot more to focus on with all the Diamond Leagues and the Diamond League final, and I just wanna, like, get into as many as I can and race as fast as I can. But especially after not having an ideal season last summer, I'm also just super excited to get back into it and, like, kind of prove myself and just race as much as I can and as fast as I can. So, Yeah, that's the mentality, just being excited to get back out there and be fit.
It's so interesting, like, to hear you say that, though, and think about that because you were 5th at USA's in the steeplechase last year, and I just, like you're still so young, and I'm like, what would 18-year-old Olivia think of that feeling like not a super successful
Yeah.
season when you're, like, walking on to, the team in college?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I do have to remind myself, like, I never thought going into college, I never thought I'd be running post collegiately. I never thought I would be an NCAA champion or even like multiples All-American. But
Yeah.
um, I mean, it's kind of an exciting, great place to be to get fifth in the country and not be happy with it.
Yeah.
But but I don't know. I just throughout the years, I've just grown in my expectations for myself and my goals for myself. And it was a really turbulent season. With I got mono in April and then
Ugh.
a stress reaction in May. And I think the stress reaction was definitely tied to mono and just being so
Sure.
fatigued and not knowing that I was what virus I had, and then trying to train through it at first. So my body just went through a lot in those few months, and then I was only running on the ground for 2 weeks before I started racing the steeplechase, and my first race of the season was the Oslo Diamond League, so I really just I was running for 2 weeks on the ground. I did hardly any hurdle prep, no water jump prep, and I just threw myself into a Diamond League race, and it
Wow.
was kind of ugly, but, I mean, get back on the horse and just see how it goes. So it was honestly, I'm really, really proud of how I was able to come back that season and kind of salvage the season and have some races that I was proud of. Um, USA's, I definitely think fifth was, I'm happy with it. Like, I think that's kind of where my fitness was at the time. Like,
Mhm.
obviously, I'm dying to make a USA team. Like, I would love to have
You
made the
will.
team,
You will.
but thanks. But with where I was at with the setbacks throughout the season, I'm very happy with 5th, and then even more happy that I was able to come back, afterwards and get 3rd place in a Diamond League race, and that was super exciting for me. That was kind of the highlight of the season.
Your first, like, year experiencing, like, competing on a world stage, like, jumping into diamond leagues, and now you get to go back and do that. Tell us about that experience. Like, you're not that far removed from your college career even. So, maybe say a few words about what that experience has been like competing, you know, outside of the USA.
Yeah, I mean, it's just such an exciting, cool experience to be racing so many good people that, I've looked up to and didn't even imagine I'd be racing them. And my first Diamond League experience was, in 2024, right when I signed pro. Right after the Olympic trials, I, went to Paris, and that was my first Diamond League, and that was, like, coming off of falling at the Olympic trials and just, trying to once again just, like, get back out on the horse and, like, put myself out there and not let anything kinda scare me mentally. Um, and so I got 4th place at that race, and that was, like, super exciting. To be in a race with, I think the world record holder was in that race too. Um, and so it's a weird feeling because in a way it almost feels more low key because you don't know your competitors. And
Mm-hmm.
in college, you race the girls so much and you know the competitors, and it feels a little bit more stressful. And you're always like gauging yourself against people. And then entering a new space as a pro, it's like, okay, there's no pressure. I'm just going to go out there and see what I can do and like do my best. And it's just exciting and it makes it a little bit more fun at first. So yeah, it's super cool. And it's been a good start to the pro season and like kind of gauging some starting points. But it has also increased my goals and expectations and where I want to be.
Oh, totally. Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, man, your 2024 Olympic trials, that's when I first knew who you were because I don't follow the college running circuit like I do the pro circuit. And I remember that fall. I was like, "Who is that? What happened?" I mean,
Yeah.
cuz you were on your way to making that team and you fell. And
Yeah.
that's the steeplechase though. Like, that's
Mhm.
it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, break that down for us, like how you walked through the disappointment of the fall, but also knowing like, well, wait a minute, like I was there, like I was in it. I could have made the
Uh,
team.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's so devastating. Like, making I don't know, I think it was the last lap, Marissa Howard made a move, and then on the back stretch, I was like, "Okay, it's time to make my move." I made a pretty strong move because I needed to put myself out there and, like, have a race that I was proud of regardless and take a risk, and so making the move on the backstretch was taking a risk, going into second place, and then, I was just so fatigued, like, that was kind of the fastest I've ever raced, and I clipped my foot on the water barrier and, like, stumbled, and just the feeling of my legs just, like, getting shot in the water
Mm.
pit, and then over the last water jump or over the last barrier, I, like, cleared it. All I was thinking in my head was, "Okay, just don't fall in the last barrier, don't fall in the last barrier." I cleared the barrier, and then I fell immediately after because
Mm.
my leg physically, I could not lift it up, and so
Wow.
then I just kinda, like, got up and shuffled it into the finish, but that moment of, like, I mean, it felt like all the people in the stands next to me were just like, "Ah," and that was just, like, amplified in my head, like, "No," but, I'm proud I still got up and it was still a PR.
Yeah.
Um,
Just wild.
yeah, and so, I mean, it's devastating, but it's exciting to be in that race and be in, like, US women's steeplechase is one of the most competitive events, and so it makes the event exciting, like, you never know who's gonna win, someone can always just pop up out of nowhere and
Totally.
take it. You never know who's gonna fall. There's just so many variables. So it's an exciting event for sure. But yeah, I mean, it was not the most ideal start to my pro career, but
Mm.
it just lights a fire under you, and you just want to keep working and accomplish that goal someday.
To me, it seemed like a really, like, brave way to race as a newer pro at the Olympic trials, because you said, like, "Now's my time, I gotta go." And, like, that the leg fatigue is a factor in steeplechase, but you're like, "What do I have to lose right now? Like, I have to go
Exactly.
for it."
Yeah. You have nothing to lose, everything to gain. So
Yeah.
you have to run
Wow.
with risks.
Hey, friends. Okay, listen, I'm hosting a 10-week training program for the 500 Festival mini marathon, and that race is May 2nd. So it's coming up, and the 10 weeks will start on Monday, February 23rd. So you're not too late. We're starting very soon, but you're not too late. Even if you sign up a week or too late, that's fine too, as long as you've, got a little bit of mileage under your belt. I've got beginner, intermediate, and advanced training plans, and we're going to do bi-weekly calls with those who are joining. And then on May 2nd in Indianapolis, I will be in town. We're going to have a meetup that weekend, and I cannot wait to see people there. So if you want to sign up for the program, I put together a little Eventbrite, and I have that linked in my Instagram, Lindsay Hines 626. If you just go to my profile, you will find it linked there. It's group coaching, but you'll get a lot of one-on-one attention from me because this group isn't going to be very big. And I'm super excited to take this journey with you. I will also be in town, and this is the 50th anniversary of the 500 Festival Mini Marathon. So it's going to be a really exciting weekend, and I cannot wait to see people in, my hometown, really, kind of my hometown of adulthood, I guess I would say. All right, friends, please check it out. Lynn626 is my Instagram, and we'll also have it linked in the show notes at sandyboyproductions.com. And you can always email me, Lindsay at sandyboyproductions.com, if you have any questions. All right, back to the show. You run with OAC. And you got an NIL deal with On in college. So, talk about that, like how that came about. And then like once you had the NIL deal at Notre Dame, when you were in college, was it just like an automatic that you assumed you might go around with OAC? Like how did that work out?
Yeah. So, the NIL deal, I talked to a couple brands, but, I really like their product and their spikes, and kind of the people that I was working with at the time. And so that was a super exciting moment to like sign with them. But I always wanted to keep my options open. And I knew that On was like the right choice for an NAL, but I didn't know where I wanted to go as a pro yet. And I wanted to explore all those options, like going through the pro recruiting process. So I ended up taking 6 visits during
You
my,
did with
which
different
was,
groups.
yeah, to different groups, which is a lot to fit in with
It's a
racing and
lot.
school and everything. Um, but I really wanted to make sure I was choosing the right fit and the right team for me. And ultimately I just loved On and loved the team. So it was, yeah, once I narrowed it down of what I really wanted in a team, On was kind of the obvious answer for me.
What did you really want? What were those things?
So I definitely wanted like a team atmosphere that felt like college where you kind of had like a good group of people to train with and those resources and where we met most days a week. I wanted like some place to be most days instead of kind of being out on my own, like running whenever I wanted to be. And I really wanted to be at altitude. That was kind of like one of the main deciding factors. And it took me a while to figure that out. But then later on, I was like, okay, no, I do think living full time at altitude would be better for me. Just because we already travel so much with racing, I didn't want to be traveling for altitude camps as well. I kind
Sure.
of wanted to have like one home base and build a life outside of running too and have like
Mm.
other things going on. Um, so that was, yeah, one of the main deciding factors.
Wow. Yeah. And walking back to like what I was saying earlier, how you walked on to Notre Dame, obviously, did that turn into a full scholarship your freshman year?
It was partial my freshman, maybe my sophomore year, it turned into a full
Okay.
scholarship. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and you said like, "Oh, I didn't know that I'd be running like pro out of college and things like that early on." Um, you had your pick though. It sounds like you really like had a lot of options of where to go after college. At what point did that register to you that that would be the case? Like, was it when you won an NCAA title? Like, when did you know, like, okay, pro running is probably in my future?
Yeah, I remember, yeah, it was almost exactly that moment. I mean, I won the NCAA title, and then 4 weeks later, got 4th at USA's, and I was like, "Okay, dang, I was so close to making the team, like, maybe this could be a future, this could be a reality of, like, competing for Team USA one day," and so that was the moment where,
Mm.
I think my we got back from USA's, and my dad was like, "Alright, like, do you wanna do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think I wanna do this," and that was the moment when I decided, "Okay, I'm gonna try to go pro."
Wow. What did it feel like to win an NCAA title?
I mean, honestly, just, like, a lot of relief because
Ah,
there's a lot of, like I think that season, I also was kind of dealing with something at the start of the season, and I don't think I raced a steeplechase until ACCs, and so I only had ACCs, regionals, nationals, so each race was just like, "Okay, go out, do your best, feel good," and there were like some great competitors in that race too, like Greta Karina Skaita
mm,
was like she was kind of like the main person that I knew I would be competing against. And so it was just, a lot of trying to stay calm during the race and reel her in, and dealing with the heat and humidity and like still kind of going out hard and taking that risk and going with her. And then it was just relief crossing the finish line. Like, yes, I finally did
I
it.
did
Finally
it.
got a national title. And it was definitely just like such a great feeling coming off of the outdoor season the year before that, where I struggled with a lot of race anxiety at that
Oh, you
NCAA
did.
championships. And I I think I could have been in a position where I was top 3 in the country, and I ended up getting 9th, just shy of being All-American just because I was so anxious during that race and my mentality was not good, and so being able to kind of flip my race mentality throughout that year and kind of go in with confidence and being able to stay calm in that race was really, like, the biggest win for me.
How did you overcome that, the anxiety?
Just a lot of, like, reminding myself, just enjoying the process, taking it day by day, loving the sport and loving, like, seeing the progress throughout workouts, loving spending time with my teammates, like, not thinking about anything beyond the week ahead. Just taking it one step at a time, enjoying the process, and not overwhelming myself. And yeah, I mean, sports psychology is a great thing too, which I didn't really, but I think my sister and my dad kind of acted as my sports psychologist. They
Okay.
had a lot of great perspective, like both of them being runners too. And so that was also very helpful for me, just having them to like focus on the positive, even if a race didn't go well, if I was dealing with a little injury or something, like they always had great perspective and kind of reminded me of like where I'm at and like how I don't know, just that I'm in a good place and I don't need to stress about anything.
Who do you call first if you have like a stressed out moment in these kinds of situations, your dad or your sister?
It really depends. I'll usually call one, and if one doesn't answer, I'll usually call the other. So it goes back and forth. They're both, yeah, great people to have in my life.
Yeah, your dad also ran at Notre Dame. Your sister also ran at Notre Dame with you for 1 year. Definitely running genes in the family. It sounds like is your dad a pretty big like sounding board for you as far as like making big career decisions?
Yeah, he definitely, is great at just helping me think through, like, what I want in my future, what I want in a team. He definitely leaves the big decisions up to me, but he kinda guides me through the process of, like, exploring all my options, which I really appreciate, and he doesn't wanna, like, try to push me one way or another. Even though, like, it was the same throughout the pro process and the college process, even though he went to Notre Dame, he definitely was not pushing Notre Dame at all. I just happened to like it the most. So, yeah.
What about Notre Dame? Like because you are from the state of Washington. That's a big hike.
Yeah. Yeah. I really looked at schools all over the country and kind of at different academic and athletic abilities, just to kind of figure out what I wanted. I wanted to, like, explore all my options, but, um I just thought the community at Notre Dame was really special, and the girls in the team just were so sweet, and there was a great team culture, and I really liked the balance of good academics and good athletics, and I wasn't gonna go to a school just for the athletics because I didn't think I was gonna run professionally at the time, and so I definitely wanted the academics, but then I also wanted a school that was gonna push me athletically, and I didn't wanna be kind of the top dog going into a team.
What did you major in?
I majored in marketing and then did a master's in business analytics.
Oh, okay. So,
Mhm.
like, yeah, where does that leave you with like, what do you want to do when you're done professional running? I mean, that's in so many years. You're so new to this, but I'm like,
Yeah.
you obviously majored in that for a reason.
Yeah, so, my plan was to go into something, like, relating to marketing analytics, marketing research, or consulting, and I was going to major in business analytics for undergrad, but then COVID happened my freshman year, and we didn't pick a major until sophomore year. And so then at that point, I knew I was probably gonna do a 5th year because of COVID. And if you major in business analytics as an undergrad, you can't do the master's in it for a 5th year. So, I kind of, like, chose marketing for undergrad, like, knowing I wanted to do business analytics for the master's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then for undergrad, a lot of my classes were still more analytics focused, and we still did, like, coding and stuff centered around marketing research and marketing analytics in that. So, yeah, I'm still trying to figure out, what a career looks like after running, but
Got a lot of
that
time.
yeah, I have some time to figure that out.
It's an interesting thing to think about though, because I assume most people don't go into college thinking I'm probably going to be a pro runner. So like when you're picking your degree, you're like actually thinking like this is what I'm going to go do when I graduate college.
Mhm.
And nope, we're going to run professionally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely took a turn, but, I wouldn't
Yeah.
wanna be doing anything else, so I'm happy
Cuz
with it.
yeah, you said you didn't want to be a top dog on a team. So like cuz here's what I'm thinking like other schools you probably could have got at least a partial,
Mhm.
and you walked onto a team.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, I really thought Notre Dame was that special and the team was that
Wow.
special, and going into it, my goal was to make the varsity cross country team by my junior year. I
Okay.
didn't think I'd be making it my freshman year, um, And so, yeah, I really wanted to be on a team that even though I was walking on, I wanted to be on a team that was gonna push me, and I chose it because I really loved the school, and I wanted to be somewhere where if I couldn't run, I still loved the school.
When did you make the varsity team your freshman year? When are you realizing like, "Oh, I have a shot at this?" Like, you didn't when you joined the team, you didn't think you had a shot at that your freshman year, but clearly it something clicked. Do you remember that moment?
Yeah, so I think the first time the thought of, like, running post collegiately entered my mind was my sophomore year. Um, it was the 2021 Olympic trials, and I qualified for those, and, I mean, I got, like, almost last place at the Olympic trials, but I was a sophomore in college, and it was super exciting to me, and then Sparks kind of casually would make comments or jokes about, like, "Oh, when Olivia is pro running," and I was like,
That's your
"Wait."
coach.
Yeah, my coach Sparks. I was like, "Wait, he like, pro running? Like, you think I could do that?" And so then it was kind of, like, just a joke for a couple years, and then I didn't really take it seriously until, I yeah, won NCAAs, and I was like, "Okay, no, I can actually do this."
Doing it. That's so
Yeah.
good. Let's talk about OAC a little bit more, to where we are now. Yeah, talk about the team environment. Do you mostly work with Dathan? I know Kelsey and Laura are both on the coaching staff as well.
Yeah, we mostly Dathan writes our training. Dathan and Kelsey, like, really split practices well because we kind of it's a big team now, so we have a lot of groups, a lot of different workouts going on. So it's nice to have multiple people on deck, and then Laura is still there to help out sometimes, but she focuses mostly on the roads
The
crew,
road
so we don't
people,
see her
yeah.
as much. Yeah, but then Kelsey also focuses on steeple work and steeple drills because she was a hurdler in college, so
Okay.
she does a lot of that. So I work with her for a bunch of steeple stuff, and then Dathan writes most of the training. So
Okay.
it's a good system though.
Yeah, and you guys do meet like in person, seems like more than most groups.
Yeah, we meet 6 days a week. It's a lot, yeah. But it's nice to be together and, like, have somewhere to go at 9 AM every day.
Yeah. What have you noticed as far as like differences in intensity of training and things like that coming off college? And also, like, how have you been set up for success so that it's not like too much too soon, but it's enough? You know what I mean?
Yeah, Dathan was really good about kind of transitioning what we were doing in college, and, it was nice to have that first initial summer with him in Europe after the Olympic trials, where we kinda just, like, took what I was doing in college, and I went up to altitude to St. Moritz, and so that was kinda like the first new stimulus, like adjusting to altitude,
Mm,
but the workouts and the volume were kind of similar, and then, when I moved to Boulder in the fall, then we started ramping up mileage a little bit. The workouts, had a little bit more volume, more intensity, and then the altitude I was kind of already adjusted to after that summer. So it's kind of just been a slow process, and especially with having some setbacks, like the mono and the stretch reaction, we've had to be very adaptable. But overall, I think his workouts are also kind of similar to what I was doing in college, so that wasn't too much to adjust to. It was just definitely more intensity, more volume, more lifting. So you need to focus on more recovery. That was kind of
mm.
like the biggest thing to learn.
What are you most excited about in just like for your professional running career?
I just want to see kind of where I can go, how long I can do this. Yeah, I'm just excited to challenge myself and be the best I can be. And I mean, I'm gonna do it for as long as I feel fulfilled with running and I'm happy with it. I definitely if I'm not loving it, then
Mm.
why would I continue in it? But I just love the sport, love challenging myself, and I just want to see where I can go.
So, growing up, you have 3 siblings and your parents both athletes. I wanna know, like, how they instilled, like, hard work and work ethic in your lives and, what kind of, like, independence and agency you had versus, like, what they pushed you to do because they thought it would be good for you, that kinda stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, my parents never like really pushed us to do anything. They wanted everything to be what we wanted to do. And so like, my dad being a runner, he, kind of hoped we would be running one day, but soccer was my main sport, and I did that for 9 years, and, I loved that, and Andrea was my twin was a rower, and so we, like, really found our own things, and then, um when I got to high school, I really like, I came to my parents. I was like, "I don't think I wanna do soccer anymore. I kinda wanna try running." And, they're just so supportive in whatever we wanna do, and they just want us to, like, follow our passions and our dreams and, kind of do what we love. And so that's been really great. And then once Andrea saw how much fun I was having in running with her best friend, because her best friend was on the team, then
Oh,
she
a
was a
little
little jealous,
jealousy
and she
there.
wanted
Yeah.
to join the track team in the spring with us. So that's how she got into running.
Well, yes, she's good too. She ran at the University of Washington
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
Notre Dame with you.
And then at
Was
Notre Dame.
was there like a sibling rivalry at all? Like how did you guys match up in high school?
So we, like, would flip-flop all the time of who
Okay.
had the school record, and we would go back and forth in, like, the mile and cross country and the 3,200. So we were really, like, each other's only training partners too. We went to a really small high school,
Okay.
and our cross country team, I think, like, we were lucky to even have 7 people on the team. So
Okay.
it's very small. Uh, but it was great to have her as my training partner, and we loved it, and we were definitely the most competitive people. Like, we were each other's biggest competition, but also biggest supporters. Like,
Uh-huh.
we were so happy for each other no matter what. So that was just, like, a really fun place to be in. And then our senior year, it kinda just, like, shook out where she was kind of more of like the longer distance person and I was more of the 800, 1600 person. So then we kind of like started deviating into our own events. And then in college, she focused on the 10K and I did steeple. And so
Okay.
it was nice once we got to college to have our own events just because it can be tough as a twin. Like people are constantly comparing you and like asking, oh, who's the faster twin? Like,
Mhm.
so it was nice just being like, we have our own events. We're doing our own thing. You can't compare us.
Yeah. How did you find steeple?
I just thought it looked so fun, and there's always one race at the start of the track season in Washington because it's not part of the regular season, but they always had it at, like, one of the first meets, and, I had a different coach for my first 2 years of college or, high school, and she coached me for all 4 years of cross country, but then just the first 2 years of track, and so, um we were like, "Okay, no, it might be too dangerous for me to try the steeplechase," even though I thought it looked so fun. And then my dad, took over coaching for my junior, senior year of high school, and she kinda
Okay.
stepped down from that. And my dad and I were just like, "You know what? That looks fun. Like, why not just try it? Let's just do it." And so I didn't do it at the start of the season. I did it at the end of the season at Portland Track Festival, after the state meet. And it was just I thought it was so much fun. And I actually won my first pair of On shoes at that race because
Really?
that was, like, the prize for the winner, yeah.
So
Um,
random.
I know, and
If
that was
only
my
you
first
knew.
I know, and I still have the pair. I'm like, "I need to hold
You
on to
get to
these
keep
for
that.
forever," and the shoes are so much better than they were back in I don't know what year that was, like, 2016 maybe, but it's just fun to hold on to that.
Yeah, you gotta hold on to those. Those were
Yeah.
the early days of On. I mean, I feel like they hadn't been around, like, big time in the running space for long at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, not long at all. I think, yeah, the company started in 2010, so it was
Okay.
an early model, but yeah, that was my first introduction.
Talk about that a little bit, like, what is the culture like outside of, like, practices and things like that? Like, just, like, hangouts and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely important to have fun outside of practice, and we always try to remind each other that you can't be too serious all the time. Like we need to, have fun, hang out in the off season and like do other things that aren't running. So it's really nice to be able to have a team that actually enjoys hanging out outside of practice too. And we do like dinners at Seaburger,
Mm.
which is a burger place all the time. So it's super fun just to have those other kind of traditions and like spaces outside of running.
Hey, friends, if you are looking for an incredible watch at an incredible price, check out Amazfit. I have been wearing their watches, and also two of my kids have their watches, and we love them so much. They're user friendly, they're easy to set up, and the price and the battery life both unbeatable. I wear the Balance and my kids wear the Active. Let me just tell you, this Active watch, if you are looking for a very affordable GPS option that is simple to use, check out the Active. They have the Active 2. That's what my kids have. It's $99. You cannot beat that. They also have the Active Max, which I'm seeing on the website is temporarily sold out because it's that awesome. And then the watch I use is the Balance 2. It has over 160 workout modes. The battery life is like 10 days. It's crazy. Check it out. These are prices you can't beat. People like Gabby Thomas, Josh Kerr, Grant Fisher. Okay, these are legit athletes wearing these watches. Check it out at us.amazfit.com. And for 10% off your first order, just use the code ANOTHER. All right, friends, back to the show. You're also like in this new phase of life, like running aside, you're out of college, you're not studying for the first time in your life. Like how has that transition been to adulthood?
Yeah, it's that's probably, like, kind of one of the biggest, hardest transitions for me, is how much free time we have.
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of the type of person who I like to stay busy, like to do a lot of things, so and then you can't when we're meeting 6 days a week, it's not like I can go, like, into the mountains and explore and
Yeah.
go camping for a couple days, like, I have to be here, I have to be recovering, I have to focus on training. So that's kind of hard, I have to, like, limit myself with the amount of things I wanna do. Um, but I've definitely tried to pick up some hobbies and some other activities and, like, find some community outside of the team, just to have a bit more going on. So, yeah, I've been reading a lot more. I like, do ceramics, I have, like, a cook club, so I've just
Aw.
tried to, like, follow some other passions outside of running.
How did you come up with the cook club? Like, or do you host it at your house? Like, how did you find these people?
I actually found it's another girl who started it, and she, like, just moved to the area and, like, posted a TikTok about, "Hey, like, I'm looking for a cook club, but I can't find any, like, if I started one, would anyone be interested?" And I don't know, I guess I just got the Denver, like, algorithm going on, so she, like, didn't it wasn't blowing up at all, like, she had no followers, she was just, like, a random girl who just moved here, and it showed up on my page, and I couldn't go for the first few months, but then it gained a lot of traction, and I was, like, traveling in Europe for races over the summer and when she started it, but then I, like, went when I was back in the fall, and she's, like, the sweetest girl ever, and, like, it's
Oh,
just a good group of girls who just like to cook and hang out, and so it was, yeah, kind of a random way to find that, but I mean, it's kinda cool what social media can do.
literally a random girl you found on TikTok.
Yeah, yeah, and then,
Wow.
her husband's into running and her sister was doing the New York Marathon, so, like, there were a lot of other connections too where then
Overlaps. Yeah.
like, yeah, it was just a cool way to bring people together.
I love that. Yeah, I mean, I think that it's interesting because now I feel like all of my friends that I have made where I live, I've come to meeting them through because of my kids, like moms at the school and things like that. And I will say it was so much harder to make friends and find community as a young adult before I had kids because I like where did I didn't know where to find people, you know? And so the fact that you were like vulnerable enough to be like, "Hey, random girl from TikTok, like I want to come to your cook club." I mean, you have to put yourself out there. It doesn't fall
Yeah.
into your lap.
Yeah, exactly. It takes work and time to build community, and, I mean, Denver and Boulder is kind of the type of area where there's a lot of transplants and not a lot of people grew up here, and so everyone's kind of looking for that community.
Mm.
So, it's you kinda can find those groups and just people who have this similar hobbies as you, and they're all looking to make friends.
What do you do, like a ceramics class?
I did a ceramics class, and then, I minored in art in college, so I did, like,
Oh,
most of my minor was ceramics based, and so I did a class out here just to get back into it, and I'm trying to get a, open studio membership, but I'm on the wait list right now,
okay.
so hopefully then I can just have, like, open studio time to work on stuff, but
Aw.
that's just another, like, outlet, and it's just like a relaxing, creative hobby that I like to do.
Like good music in the background? Is it like or is it like a meditative state? What do you feel like when you're doing that?
Yeah, I mean, it's kinda nice to just, yeah, put some music on, like, I throw on the wheel, so, it's just, like, honest yeah, it's super meditative, just, like, playing with clay, like yeah, I don't know, I just like, kind of being able to create functional art too, and I do a lot of coffee mugs, I'm really into coffee, so it's just kind of a fun way, and it's a relaxing hobby to just get your mind off of things.
These are your Christmas gifts. You're giving out coffee mugs for Christmas.
Yes, my family has plenty of them.
So you're not anywhere near your does anybody live in Boulder?
No, they don't. My
Where's your
twin
sister now?
she's in Austin, Texas.
Oh, that's
So, yeah, it's not too far, but then my other siblings and my parents are all in the Seattle area.
okay. How's that going being so far away?
Um, I mean, it's not too bad. I definitely miss being like, having my sister at Notre Dame was the best year
Mhm.
ever. It was so much fun, but all of undergrad, everyone else was in the Seattle area, and I was the only one who was kind of away from them, and so I had a lot more FOMO during those years, and then now it's like Andrew and I are both kind of gone, so we miss each other, but, I definitely see them quite a lot. Like, my sisters came out to Boulder. They went skiing in Colorado, so they, like, stopped by and saw me for a bit. We spent Christmas down in Austin to kind of get out
Your
of
whole
the
family.
yeah. So we actually see each other a lot. They try to go to my races whenever they can. They're actually my sisters love to travel, and it works out. My older sister is, doing a doctorate in occupational therapy, and so she has some time off, like, when I'm going to the China Diamond Leagues, and so they're actually gonna come to China
No,
while
wow.
I'm there, and they're gonna be able to explore a lot more and go to the Great Wall, and
Yeah.
I'll be stuck in a hotel room in between the 2 meets, but, yeah, we definitely try to make time to see each other.
Oh, so both of your sisters are going together to Oh, I love
Yeah.
that. That's so good.
Yeah.
And you're all living in places that are not bad places to visit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I love going home, and then I love going to Austin. It's, like,
Yeah.
fun to have that variety.
Yeah. Okay, so what else do you do to fill your time? You said you like to read. What are you into? What books are you reading?
Um, honestly, I've such a large variety. A lot of my teammates are into kind of fantasy, so I started reading a few of those. I don't know if that's my favorite genre, but I've, like, read a lot of, or a few historical fiction, like a climate fiction book. The Housemaid series I read
Yeah.
recently, like, I flew through those books. That was really good. I'm about to finish Cutting for Stone,
Oh,
which
is it good?
it's so good. Yeah, I highly recommend. It's super good.
I read 2 summers ago The Covenant of Water, which is the same author.
Oh, okay.
Huge undertaking. It's such a big book. I think
Yeah.
is Cutting for Stone big too?
Yeah, I think it's, like, 650 pages, and it starts out really slow, but, like, so much happens in the last third of the book.
Yeah.
It's so good how it's, like, all accumulating.
Yeah. I feel the same way about The Covenant of Water. I'm like, "How do you come up with this?"
Yeah, and he's a physician too, so to, like, just have so many different talents is incredible.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely one of those books where I was like, I was ready to be done with it, but I was so glad I read it
Yes, yeah.
because it was so thick. Yeah. Are when you said did you read like The Fourth Wing and stuff?
Not Fourth Wing, although that's a popular series on my team, but I read
Like all the runners
ACOTAR.
are reading that.
Yeah, yeah. And, like, all of the Sarah J. Maas books are really popular on my team.
The
So
ACOTAR books.
yeah, and Throne of Glass? Yeah.
So like ACOTAR, Thorn of Glass, and Fourth Wing, those are all 3 different series.
Yes.
See,
Yeah.
I keep putting it off because I'm afraid to start because there's so many books in all the series that I'm like, I don't wanna just read that for the next 6 months.
Yeah, it's a huge commitment, and so a lot of my teammates, like Kelsey, Sage, Alicia's husband, Ben, like, they've all read all of the Sarah J. Maas books, and it's I don't know, there's, like, probably close to 20. Um,
What's the least commitment of the 3?
Probably ACOTAR because that's only 5 books,
Oh gosh.
but it's definitely, like, more
Yeah.
romantic-y, like, it's not as fantasy, and
Okay.
so I wasn't into that as much, but then the
It's a little
Throne of Glass
smutty.
books, yeah, it's a little smutty.
Yeah.
Then the Throne of Glass books there's a lot more of them, but they're smaller, so it's probably easier to just kind of, like,
Okay.
get through those, and then the Crescent City is the 3rd series in that kind of universe, and that's only 3 books, but they're thick. So,
And you probably wanna read the other ones first.
yeah, people start off Throne of Glass,
I just
usually.
want a palate cleanser in between, but I feel like you'll get so into them that you won't actually want the palate cleanser, you know?
Yeah, well, that's what I was doing. I was like, "I can't just be reading, like, fantasy romance."
Yeah,
So
24/7.
yeah, so I only made it through the first 4 of the ACOTAR books, and I, like, made sure I read at least 1 or 2 books in between each one,
Okay.
and I kind of, like, fell off the train, and I was like, "You know what? I'm not loving this as
I
much."
don't need to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where I feel like I need to try it because everybody loves it so much, but I don't know that I really want to.
Yeah.
This is tough.
Yeah.
What about shows? Are you watching any shows?
Oh my gosh, I'm just watching Ted Lasso for the first time.
Oh,
It's
I'm so
so
happy
good.
for you.
Yeah. It's incredible, and then The Pit I got really into.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It's a medical drama about, ER doctors. It's,
Okay.
like, 15 episodes. Each episode is 1 hour of an ER shift,
Okay.
and it's insane, like, I mean, obviously, it's a medical drama, so a lot more happens, like, in the show than real life, but it's just
Right.
it's so cool to watch, and it's really accurate too, like,
Okay.
everything medical related is really well done.
I'm a bit of a hypochondriac, so I try to stay away from medical stuff. Is
Yeah.
that do you think I should stay away from it?
Yeah, you might
Okay.
there's some bloody, like, yeah,
Yeah.
gore scenes.
I never watched Grey's Anatomy for that reason. Even as, like, a high schooler and college kid, I knew, like, this isn't for my brain. This isn't for me.
Yeah, yeah, you know what? That's okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy for you that you're watching Ted Lasso. Are you on the 1st season still?
I just finished season 2,
Oh,
so
okay. Is that
yeah,
it? You're done?
yeah, and then there's season 3, but I haven't started it yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, nothing beats the 1st season, and yeah, it's so good. If you're looking for another one after Ted Lasso that is like Ted Lasso adjace, Stick is really good with Owen Wilson.
Oh,
It
okay.
Yeah, it's not quite as like my heart feels good as Ted Lasso, but like it's still really good.
Oh, okay, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. All right. What is something professionally or personally that you would like to do? This is the wrap up that you haven't done yet.
I mean, the biggest goal in this sport is to become an Olympian, so
Yeah.
that is yeah, that is kind of a big goal of mine, and personally, I just wanna continue, like, building community and loving life outside of running and exploring other passions, and I never want running to be my whole life, and, I love having balance in other things. If one thing's not going well in running, then I have other things I can turn to, so I just wanna keep building that.
Really, really healthy mindset. I love to hear it.
Mhm.
I usually ask now what's the best most recent book you've read, but we've just talked about books for like an hour.
Yeah.
Do you have an all-time favorite though?
Ooh, The Kite Runner was really good as well.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
I read that like 20 years ago. I feel like I don't even
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, it's an older one, but
So
that
good.
was so yeah,
It's a
beautifully
great
done.
book. That's one
Mhm.
I could reread at this point.
Yeah.
What is your last message to leave with our audience today?
Enjoy the process and don't take things too seriously.
That's so good. I love it. Olivia, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks everybody for joining us today. Thank you, Olivia, for joining us on the podcast. It was so great to get to know you and learn more about your story. You all go make sure you're checking out what Olivia's up to and give her some love on Instagram. She's Olivia Markezich over there. You can find me. I'm Lindsay Hines 626 on Instagram. Don't forget, I am running this 10-week 500 Festival Mini Marathon training program, and I'd love to have you join me. It's virtual, beginner, intermediate, advanced, and it's a lot of hands-on from me. I have V.O2 where workouts will be uploaded and you can track your progress there. It's going to be a great program. And then we'll have a meetup in person over the weekend in Indianapolis, which that race is Saturday, May 2nd. And it's the 50th running. So it's going to be a really exciting year. Thanks, Amazfit. And thanks, Nukes, for supporting the podcast. You all can learn more about all of our sponsors and everything Olivia and I talked about at sandyboyproductions.com. Just go to that little drop down our shows, and I'll have another is the first one. You can find the show notes there. Shout out to all the other podcasts in our network: the Trail Network podcast, Finish Lines and Milestones, Out and Back, The Mother Runners, and Inspired Souls. So exciting to have all these wonderful podcasts in the network. And then you can find me also co-hosting the Relay podcast and Road to the Trials. All the podcasts. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time on I'll Have Another with Lindsay Hein podcast.